I produce 200 pounds of fresh mushrooms every single month just in my basement, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how. This is my humidifier, is my mushroom bagger, sterilizing mushroom substrate. The process begins here. This is what a grain spawn bag is going to look like. So, my name's Dylan, and I'm the founder of Fungi Mush Urban Farm. I'm a new, smaller mushroom farm, but I still produce a lot of mushrooms every single month, and I'd like to think that I'm getting pretty good at it. I grow blue oysters, pink oysters, lion's mane, and chestnut for now. I have a pretty good grasp on growing most oyster mushrooms as well as these varieties, and I'm looking to expand in different directions. I'll show you guys how to do it. I do it all just in my basement. So this is pretty much my setup right here. I have a tent back here. This is my incubation shelf right here. I use my floor as overflow, and my laboratory is to the side. And that is all I need to make 200 pounds of mushrooms a month. I'm looking to expand up to 150 pounds a month, not a month, a week, which is a lot of fresh mushrooms, and I'm gonna do it all just from my basement. Now I have plans to scale, I have plans to constantly improve, I'm always doing projects, so I would love to take you guys along for my journey, but I'm gonna show you guys what I do right now. Over on this side of the tent, I have my humidifier. It is a large tote with a pond humidifier in it, a pond fogger, forgive me. It's 3 disc, and my tent is about 10 feet long, 7 feet tall, and it is not the biggest tent in the world, but I cram a lot of happy mushrooms in there, and it does its job perfectly. Now, over here, I have my laboratory area, which is right next to my tent. Now, a lot of people have a clean room. I don't have a clean room. And I also have a really small flow hood, which isn't the end of the world. I work with 13-pound bags though. They're very tall. Now, even with 5-pound bags, it's kind of a task to juggle in it. But I have less than a 1% contamination rate, and I do a really good job with my sterile work and everything of the such. So welcome to the tent, you guys. I've got some beautiful chestnut mushrooms right here. Take a look. They are so happy. They're just loving it. Now, those are not the only mushrooms I grow. I also grow blue oyster mushrooms, pink oyster mushrooms, blue chestnuts, and lion's mane. So I only grow 4 different varieties right now, but I'm looking to expand up to 6 in the very near future as I'm making the jump from 50 pounds a week to 100 to 150. So there's gonna be a lot of improvements coming to the farm right now, but this is how I'm growing 50 pounds a week right now. Over on this side of the tent, I have the exhaust. It's in the corner, and it pulls all the CO2 and the humidity out, and it forces fresh air to come in. Now on the other side, I have my humidifier piping in the top left. It humidifies fresh air, and it introduces it to the fruiting chamber, and obviously brings it up to about 90% humidity, and then I let it drop to 70 because I feel like it's a more natural life cycle for the mushroom. In nature, it rains, the humidity rises, and then there's a dry cycle for the mushrooms. So that's generally what I try to simulate. My mushrooms are very happy. One important thing of mushroom farming is keeping your bacteria down, keeping your contamination rate low. You don't want any cross-contamination, which is very common with bacteria. You touch one mushroom, you touch another, and it gets all gooey and nasty the next day. It kind of almost looks dried out and yellow. So there are a lot of things to consider with. You need to be constantly cleaning your grow room. I clean on a weekly cycle, 10% bleach, vinegar, all that good stuff. Scrub everything down, just move your shelf to one side and then clean the other shelf, move it back, all that good stuff. You want to be cleaning your humidifier every single week to prevent bacteria. But aside from that, there's not too much to maintaining a grow room aside from the schedule. You need to be putting blocks in every single week. If you want to harvest at the same time every week, you need to be good at, maintaining good conditions and timing your mushrooms so that they're ready for harvest on the farmer's market or for your wholesale orders. Now, as a smaller farm, I generally only do the farmer's market right now. I'm working on to getting into wholesale. However, for now, I'm selling out every single market. And as I expand, I would prefer to sell at the farmer's market than do wholesale orders. So my idea is to go to 100 pounds a week, 150 pounds a week, depending on how the market is. And then I'm going to be expanding into wholesale orders. So my goal for by February is I'd like to be doing at least 200 pounds a week. What drew me to mushroom farming? It's kind of a niche thing, and I'm a 20-year-old. It's kind of odd for someone from my demographic, you would say, to be drawn to mushroom farming. Now, I've been foraging for mushrooms for years. It just got me out of the house during the pandemic, and it was so much fun. I live in South Carolina, which is really temperate during the fall. You know, it has low 70s and everything, even cooler temps, and it rains a lot, which means a lot of mushrooms. I used to go to the park, all that good stuff, just to forage for mushrooms. You know, it gives you a chance to climb a tree. You haven't probably done that since you were a kid, and it's super fun identifying mushrooms, taking your field guide out and just seeing what you can find, and it's just really cool. And I just wondered, how do you grow mushrooms? I started with oysters, and I just started with a grow kit from the grocery store. Grew that out, trial and error, and then I started with more oysters. And it's grown into a business, and as of August, I started doing farmers markets, and it's just taken off since. So ever since then, I've just been expanding and doing more projects and seeing how many more mushrooms I can grow, and just, you know, limit testing everything. And it's just a fascinating process. It's so much fun, and that's why I'm starting my YouTube channel. I just want to show people how you can grow mushrooms. You know, I love taking videos, filmmaking and all that. So I just want to expand my skill set and teach people about mushrooms, you know, expand people's knowledge. And there's a lot of people out there looking for information. It's not there because the mushroom industry is generally really secretive. You know, nobody wants to help each other. But my idea is, if I help you, you guys will help me. And it's not like that, but I want to help you guys, and I want to produce quality content. So that's my goal. This back here is my mushroom bagger. Now, before I show it to you guys, I just want to say that's heavily inspired by Mossy Creek mushrooms. I've learned so much from Andrew, and, you know, everybody there. I don't want to just give credit to him because so many different people, you know, work on his farm. And it feels like you know him at a certain point, but I don't. But I've learned a lot from them. Now, their original prototype of Thor was pretty messy. And I was okay with that because I built this entire thing for $120. And compared to buying the knife valves and everything, I'm all for saving the money. So it works the same way as his does. There's a arm right here, and it actuates from left to right. There's a hopper above it, and it fills up with wood pellets and soy pellets, and it dispenses it through the bottom. I just wrap a bag around it, and it fills up. Now I do about 5 pounds of dry material each bag and 7 pounds of water. It gives me a 13-pound bag every single time, and this has cut down on my labor so much. It is absolutely insane. It used to take me hours just to bag, you know, 40 mushroom bags, but now it doesn't even take me 30 minutes. It is insane how fast this thing is. And this is my barrel that I use for sterilizing mushroom substrate. Now I say sterilizing, but I should really say super pasteurizing because it only gets to 212 degrees. It's not pressurized. As you can see, I just have a stainless steel float valve in there, some bricks to hold up grate, and a heating element right there. And I can fit about 45-pound blocks in there, maybe 20, 13-pound on a good day. And it's really a lifesaver. I'm looking to upgrade to a much larger container though. I'm thinking about getting a big ol', I forget what they're called, stock tank, livestock feeder. I'm gonna use this as a steamer because I need to desperately upgrade my substrate steaming capabilities. And then over here, I have a freezer. It's a stand-up freezer. And I was originally going to use a chest freezer. However, this big boy, I found it for a great deal. And it can hold a ton of mushrooms. You know, a lot can fit in there. I just have it converted using a thermostat that goes in through the side, and it turns it into a refrigerator. And that's where I store my mushrooms for now. It can store over 100 pounds of fresh mushrooms when I stack it in containers. So I don't see the need to upgrade that in the near future. And that's pretty much it for my equipment, you know? I've got the flow hood to start all my lab work, and, you know, obviously my induction sealer to close all my bags up. So that's it for the lab. I don't really have anything fancy. I do liquid cultures and all that, but mainly I do grain transfers. And then I have the fruiting chamber, I have my area to incubate blocks, and then I have my refrigerator. So you need a place to, do sterile work. You need a place to grow your mushrooms, and then you need a place to store your mushrooms for, you know, when they need to go to market for wholesale orders. You need a place to keep them cold. So that's pretty much it for my farm tour. It's not the biggest operation, it's not the most impressive, but I'm really proud to say that's mine. It is all mine, and I'm doing it all myself. I have some big plans to upgrade the farm. I have a lot of projects in the future to do, so I'm just going to record them, upload them here. But if you guys have any questions on, liquid cultures, sterilizing grain, back to the basics. I will gladly upload the content and show you guys how I do my things. I've learned a lot from other people, but I see a lack of mushroom content on YouTube lately. And I just want to spread the knowledge. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to, drop something in the comments and I will read it all and I'll get right back to it. I'm going to make a list of video ideas and I'll start making them right away. So this has been Dylan with Fungi Mush Urban Farm. Thank you guys, and stay shroomin'. Have a great day.